morning portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Miracle Grow. The Austin Big Bloom Home and Garden Show is taking over the Palmer Event Center this weekend, and joining us now with all the details is a man of many talents. He's a pioneer farmer, radio show host, and writer, Justin Butts. Justin, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, ma'am? Nice to see you.
Nice to have you on the show with us. I wish we could be together in person, but of course you've got to be getting ready for something pretty big and cool. Talk to us about this Big Bloom Home and Garden Center show and what people can expect when they walk through the doors at Palmer.
Well, the Big Bloom is a 3-day home and garden show at the Palmer Event Center, inspired by spring. This is what you will find when you arrive. Hundreds of vendors in the outdoor living space, the home and garden space, the DIY space that you can go visit, get to know, get ideas and inspiration. And I would say the biggest thing you'll take from this show is inspiration. You can see projects come to life right in front of you. The other thing you get is networking. If you have a renovation project, if you have an outdoor project coming, you can go talk to 3, 4, 6, 7 different vendors who do that kind of work. Talk to them face to face, get an idea of who they are. So when you go home, you'll know who to call for that project.
Such a good point, because usually it's so much exercise to call someone up, get a time on the calendar, that sort of thing. You get to talk to all these people in real time, in real life, and see if you connect with them. Gives you a good idea for inspiration if you're working on the house. You, my friend, are hosting several seminars throughout the weekend. So if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit more about your expertise and the sort of topics we'll be hearing about.
Well, one of the topics I'm talking about is my favorite: how to grow the most tomatoes you've ever grown in your life and the best tasting. Tomatoes are the most popular vegetable in America, but they're also one of the hardest to grow. And I love the subject. I also talk about natural pest control and basically answer any question you have about gardening. My expertise is I've traveled all over the world studying farming and have read hundreds of farming books, but most importantly, I put that knowledge to work in the laboratory of my own farm business. I pioneered a farm in a very hard place to do it. So everything I talk about, I have done many, many times over. If I'm talking about it, you know that you can trust that technique will work.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Beefeater is a name I think of. Heirloom. Roma? Do you have a favorite type of tomato?
All of those are fantastic. You just said some of the best. Come to the seminar and I'm going to tell you the top 10 varieties of tomatoes, but this is what's most important. Why? A lot of times with gardening advice, especially if you go to Google or the internet and just enter a question to get a tip, you don't understand why. What is the why behind what you're doing? So what are the varieties that you want to grow depending on what you're trying to get? Come out to the seminar and I'm going to tell you why you want to grow different varieties.
A really good point. Okay, and I hear your wife Kayla will be there too.
She will. Kayla is the author of Garden to Table with Kayla Butts, and it's an international best-selling cookbook. Kayla and I worked together for many years. She's been developing recipes for 15 plus years, and these recipes are in the book. They're fantastic. I will tell you, I have vetted all of them. They're excellent. Kayla is going to do several cooking demonstrations. Please don't miss them. I know that I'm a little biased, but she's beautiful, talented, and very funny, as you will see if you attend one of her demonstrations. Don't miss Kayla Butts' Garden to Table at the Big Bloom.
Oh, that is so sweet of you to say. Okay, want to know if you have any tips for preparing gardens for spring? We're almost there here in Texas.
Yes. My number one tip is soil health. Soil health, I believe, is 90% of getting a great harvest with a few amounts of pests, and most importantly, the most flavor. Flavor is very misunderstood about why you're growing your own food in your own garden. So I'll give you one secret, and I'm going to tell you many at the Big Bloom this weekend, but one secret is wood ash from native trees. Wood ash is rich in potassium. Potassium unlocks the sugars in fruits and vegetables. The more potassium in the soil, the more flavorful your produce.
Ooh, I can tell we're going to learn a lot from you. Okay, last question here. Do we need to pay for tickets?
You do not. It is free admission all weekend long. Come out this Friday from 2 to 6. Saturday, my favorite day, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come and visit. It is a great time. And then Sunday also from 11 to 5. We're doing seminars, we're doing demonstrations, and it won't just be me. There are a lot of amazing people, from master gardeners to gardening experts to every kind of expert, and kid shows. We have 2 little children. They love the Big Bloom because there's so much stuff for kids.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, Justin, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day. See you at the Big Bloom.
Sounds good to me. The Home and Garden Show that you've been hearing about happens Friday through Sunday, all with free admission. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Miracle Grow. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by A Good Morning Tree Service. No matter how big or small the job is, A Good Morning Tree Service is ready to help you beautify your property. Tracy Allison and Carlos Chaz Leva are here to tell us more. And Tracy, we're starting with you. If someone called you up today or right now for an estimate, what does that look like?
They call, we answer the phone. Lovely ladies at our office get your name, address, telephone number, email, and what is important, what's going on in your property that you need, how many trees, and then when a good time and a good 2-hour window. We always call on the way to make sure that you're there, that we can answer as many questions as possible. If you don't have time, you want us to swing by and what we call a drive-by, we put it on when we're close by.
Tracy, I'd like to hear about a few tips you provide to most customers, and you told me that it starts with a term I've never heard before called root flare. What are we talking about?
Yes, so normally as soon as I get on your property, I immediately knock on your door and I look at root flares and just how the tree was planted in the first place and how it is there. And it's so important so you don't get decay at the base. You want to make sure that all of your root flares are exposed, that they don't have mulch building up around the trunk.
Chaz, I'd like you to touch on how someone would know if their tree is healthy or unhealthy. And then Tracy, to you, what about if it's dead? So Chaz, you first.
Yeah, so that's a question I get a lot, but I would narrow it down to if your tree is free of symptoms, if it's free of, let's say, mushrooms on the bark, or any disorders, any pests, you can deem that tree healthy. Some people can assume that it's healthy if it has a full canopy or a big trunk diameter size or a lot of growth. Each tree is different, so some can grow fast and allocate resources to growth.
Live sounding trunks sound like there's something behind it, but hollow or empty or dead, no liquid inside of it. It sounds very, very hollow, and I tap it half the time to figure it out. But if it is dead, it snaps and it breaks.
And so the easiest way for folks to get started,
give us a call. Every property is different. Happy to swing out, take a look, and tell you what we see. Maybe there's a crack in it that you don't see. Maybe hear a creak in it. Maybe you think that it's swaying. I've gone out to job sites before and they're like, I think the tree's swaying, and it is. And that thing is uprooting. The ground is separating underneath.
This is when we call in the professionals.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there, y'all. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
Learn more at goodmorningtreeservice.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by A Good Morning Tree Service. Welcome back, everybody. We're celebrating the birthday of the man in black, Johnny Cash, with Mean-Eyed Cat's Cash Bash, happening over 2 days and 2 locations. Brandon Sanchez is here to tell us more. Brandon, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I did not know that Mean-Eyed Cat, which I've been to plenty of times in downtown Austin, was actually based on Johnny Cash. I'm embarrassed.
It's one of the lesser known songs.
Thank you.
That's, it's pretty special.
Okay, all right, but it is the name of a song that Johnny Cash has written, The Mean-Eyed Cat. Okay, all right. You learn a little something every day here on Studio 512. I tell you what. All right, you've got a 2-day cash bash
That's
to
right.
celebrate the Man in Black. It's happening over 2 locations because you guys have expanded out to Driftwood. So can you walk me through what those celebrations are going to look like?
Yeah, so Friday night, that'll be tomorrow. We're starting off at our downtown location, the original one that's been around for right around 22 years now.
Amazing.
It's incredible. I mean, it could finally drink last year. We did a big bash for that one. It was
It
so
could
much fun.
finally drink.
So much fun.
It became an adult in the eyes of the law last year.
Yes. It was an incredible time. So we are doing the first night on Friday. We're going to be doing a band. It is starting at 7:30 up until 11 p.m.
And these are Johnny Cash cover bands, correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we'll be doing that one later in the evening, but come by all day for the festivities. We've got limited edition merch, which got on right now. The T-shirt, we've got a hat. We also sell guitars in house that have the fascia of the Mina Cat
cool.
Bar.
Yeah.
Really
I mean,
cool.
if you guys could, I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna pick it up. Look at this, y'all. Look at this.
It's
Is
gorgeous.
that not incredible? Midnight Cat Bar. That is so neat. And you guys sell those, and the guitars ship straight to people's houses.
Straight to people's houses.
So
Can't go wrong with
cool. Yeah. So the merch is going to be a thing. You're going to have specials going on, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so we're going to be featuring our Mean Margarita, which is absolutely delicious, and it's going to be on Friday night at the downtown one. We're going to run it back on Saturday. We're starting a little bit earlier since Saturday. Why not go all day?
I love to hear it.
We're starting at 2 o'clock in Driftwood. We're going until 6 p.m. with the band there. Same kind of deal. If you didn't make it to Friday night, you got whatever going
Or
on.
maybe you're double dipping and
Maybe
you did
double
Friday
dipping.
night in Austin downtown and you're driving down to Driftwood.
Absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing the Band in Black, also cover band in there from 2 to 6, and they're going to be rocking it out on the patio.
Sounds good to me. And live music is actually becoming more of a feature down at Driftwood.
Yeah,
So you
that's
guys are
right.
expanding there.
Yeah, we've been doing solo and duo acts on Friday and Sunday. Sunday we're doing it in the afternoon between 2 to 5 o'clock. Sunday fun day, can't go wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
On Friday we're starting it at 7. So anytime anybody wants to go in and get some real good local music, it's always a good stop.
Yeah, and you guys are going to celebrate the 2nd year of that bar this year. It's also been set up to look like the Mean-Eyed
That's
Cat
right.
down here in Austin. So you're not going to walk into something that has whitewashed walls.
I mean, not there.
Not there.
It's not. That's not the bar. It was really cool. So we had one of the our contractor actually found all reused wood from an old barn. This back in the Midwest. So he repurposed it, he refurbished it, and made the bar look like the original downtown Mean-Eyed Cat. It's
So
It's
cool.
hard to build in that character, but he did an incredible job with it.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, you did offer up the Mean Margarita.
Marg, that's right.
And this is your specialty because you are food and bev. So can you walk me through how you make it?
Yeah, so it'll take about 1 whole lime per margarita.
Okay, so a big
And
squeeze.
Big squeeze. Don't be afraid to throw it in there. There. Take 1 more.
And it's always interesting to me that the fruit does not go the way that I think it should go in a press. It goes like with the round
You
side
gotta
up,
flip
right?
it. It'll get back in your eye if you do it the other way. It's
Oh, okay.
not fun. So make
All
sure to
right.
Get rid of that
Full
bad
lime
boy.
right there. So I know it's fresh lime juice.
Yes, that's right. We also throw in for some heat because it is the Mean Marg. Some habanero and lime for some sweetness. This is the syrup that we get from Monin. Just a touch in there. Don't want to make it too
Habanero?
sweet. Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's mean.
boy.
So at the bar itself, we actually make what's called mean juice.
Uh-huh.
So we take serranos, jalapenos, and habaneros into tequila and let that infuse for at least a day. You're going in there for a while.
You
if
come in
want.
for a shot of that, you are gonna feel. You're gonna kick it back like
It'll wake you up.
I feel like the Man in Black would approve.
Absolutely, it'll definitely wake you up.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you pouring now?
We're going with a little bit of High Horse. It's a local triple sec from here in Texas.
I didn't know that we were making triple sec here in Texas.
It's delicious.
Okay.
A little bit less sweet, a little bit more herbaceous, which we really enjoy. And then last but not least, some very clean tequila.
It looks almost like a water bottle. You got to be.
Water
It's
of the
really
sun.
cool.
Yeah.
Water of the sun, absolutely. All right, some beautiful ingredients going in there. And then we've got a little shake, and I can see already that the garnish is absolutely beautiful. Tahini around the rim, right?
Tahini around the rim. We'll throw some orange in there, some more fresh slime, and I topped the other one off with serranos. I won't do this one, just some people may not be a big fan of it.
You don't want to go too hot too fast.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
We'll
well,
cater
let's see
to what
this
people like.
beautiful pour right here. And while you're doing that, let's talk about what else is going on at the Driftwood location, because you have a food truck that's being, set up there.
Yeah, so we just introduced them about 2 weeks ago. Un Mundo de Sabor with Luis Mendoza. He's incredible food operator. He's been around for right around 4 years now.
Okay.
He does traditional Mexican food, which in my eyes worked great for that location and that area. The food's
And
incredible.
a shot of tequila to go with it. Now
You
I'm
can't go
seeing
wrong
how
with
well
it.
everything goes
Exactly.
together.
You're out in the hill country. You want to have some fun. We have some really great neighbors with Whiskey Ridge, and they do a little bit more higher end. So this is the perfect, bar food. You want to be able to snack, have some guacamole, a little bit of queso. It just works. It was the perfect fit.
Love it. Okay, so a big happy birthday to the man in black.
birthday.
It's going to be a good time these
It's
next
gonna be a
couple of
party.
days. I love it. And thank you so much for making beautiful drinks here. We
course.
appreciate that. Brandon, thank you so much.
Always great to be here.
All right, learn more about the 2 upcoming Cash Bashes. You can see what locations they're at and what band is playing at which at themeaneyedcat.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by City Limits Subaru. City Limits Subaru says Subaru loves to help, and through a nonprofit donation drive, the company distributed winter coats, shoes, and socks for those in need. Rochelle Grossman and Madison Hess are here to tell us a little bit more about the initiative, and we're happy to have them. Madison, why does City Limits Subaru choose to support such a worthwhile cause?
Yeah, so Subaru, something special is we're more than just a car company. We know in order for a business to do well, we first must do good in the community. So it's just one of our ways and our initiatives that we show that we care more about than just what we do at work, but really the grassroots in our community.
There are a lot of companies that are supported, or nonprofits, I should say, Rochelle. Hayes Cares, Hayes County Health Departments. You guys have worked with them to make services available to families in need. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so we had this really amazing event where Subaru, City Limits Subaru, purchased hundreds of warm winter jackets, brand new shoes and socks, and we worked with a local nonprofit called Unforgettable Families and Friends, and we had a big event. And so the kiddos could actually come in and pick out which color winter jacket they liked. They picked out their own shoes, but Cynthia Bentley, who is the executive director for Unforgettable Families and Friends, she wanted to do more. So we organized flu shots, and then we organized free books. So we made it a big event for our families.
I want to talk about the community initiatives that City Limits Subaru supports, because this is just one of a couple. So can you tell us about the others?
Yeah, so this one is January and February. It's Subaru Loves to Help. And then the next one will be centered around Earth Day, and it's called Subaru Loves the Earth. And so we partnered this time with the Arbor Day Foundation. We give away hundreds of trees for folks to plant. We follow that up with Subaru Loves to Care. It's a partnership with Texas Oncology. We have Subaru Loves Learning, Subaru Loves Pets, and they're just little initiatives and ways we can give back to the nonprofits in our community.
But not only that, you are a car dealership, and you do have some pretty cool cars on the lot.
Absolutely.
So, Rochelle, can I just hear about some of the reasons to love a Subaru?
Oh, there's so many reasons. So from the amazing safety ratings to so many of our models have all-wheel drive. We want you to love what you drive, and Subaru is one of those automotive brands that you can find people that still have that same car 15, 20 years down the road. It's still the same car.
I love to hear that. Everybody, they have an opinion or they want to go get whatever brand, but when we're backed by Consumer Reports saying that, hey, Subaru is one of the best brands, I know that I work for a great manufacturer, so that makes me proud.
Pretty impressive stuff, and doing well for our community. Y'all,
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosie.
Learn about how you can get involved by going to citylimitssubaru.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by City Limits Subaru. Welcome back. You are sure to find an array of treasures while simultaneously supporting your friends and neighbors right here in Austin at Top Drawer Thrift. Ben Zimmerman joins us now to tell us what is new. Ben, always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, what have you brought for us today? You used a word I've never heard before. It's chalk something.
Chalkware.
Chalkware. I've never heard of this, but you say it actually tends to come from like old carnivals as prizes.
That's exactly right. So these would have been prizes you won at a carnival in the 1930s.
That is incredible. And so
these
instead
are-
of like a balloon or a big stuffed animal, this is what you'd get instead.
This is what you would get instead. And
Oh
it's
my
made
gosh.
out of what feels like chalk. It's not actually chalk, but it is like plaster of Paris is kind of the closest thing we have now.
Got it.
And then, of course, they're just hand painted and they're really, really whimsical and fun. His name is Bonzo.
This little dog.
Yeah, he is the first worldwide known cartoon character.
No way.
Before Mickey Mouse. Yeah, he was the British version of Felix the Cat, so he was very naughty.
Oh, whimsical, fun.
Yes.
A little bit on the naughty side.
A little bit on the naughty side.
Okay, and so there's so many different versions I see of Bonzo, but other animals as well.
Oh yeah, it kind of runs the gamut. You can get just about anything made out of chalkware if you can still find it. It's all very fragile, so like his little ears are chipped off, but you know, just more stories to be told.
Absolutely, and love that has gone into keeping these things
Yes,
around since the 1930s. I mean, we're approaching the 100-year mark.
Yeah, exactly. So they're really incredible that they're still here.
Wow, okay. So let's talk about what's going on over here. This is actually from a gentleman in Salado, of all things.
Yeah, so he was a pharmacist turned botanist turned artist by the name of Charles Allen, and these are really, really beautiful. He hand cut all of the metal and stamped it out and hand painted every single one of them. They're signed and numbered, and they have the name of the flower underneath the big petals. It's really, really wonderful stuff and very, very super realistic, especially from the 70s, and it's all painted on tin and brass.
And you're saying things like this you just don't see very often. Maybe someone painted something 2D, or maybe it wasn't super hyper realistic.
Right, there was a lot
this is special.
Yeah, this is like a three-dimensional botanical study. So you've seen a lot of those probably. They, like in the Audubon, they did birds and flowers and fauna. These are the 3D representation of that, and they're really, really charming and what are really, really great.
Super cool stuff. Okay, let's talk about the exciting events you've got coming up. You've got First Thursday, which is always the first Thursday of the month,
Yes,
so that's
indeed.
next week.
Yep.
But next week also marks a pretty special celebration.
It will be 2 years since we opened our doors on Airport Boulevard in the North Loop neighborhood. It is very, very exciting. It's been a long and difficult road, but we've had a lot of love along the way, so it's been very, really
You guys,
wonderful.
I just feel like have gone from strength to strength because
Yeah.
having to give up that original location where you were for about 30 years,
That's right.
in Austin, I was thinking it was going to be so hard to plant yourself somewhere new, but you've done an amazing job.
Yeah, the North Loop neighborhood really just welcomed us with open arms, and they come and visit us every day, and it's just really, really wonderful.
And that is a really good point to bring up because there is new stuff every single
Oh,
day.
as hard and fast as we can put it out. Really, it is. It takes us all to get it all on the sales floor.
And talk to me about the milestone you're not far from reaching, $3,000 away.
$3,000 away from $1 million worth of sales since we opened.
Oh,
Sorry. It's just, the community has just done an amazing job, and every volunteer and staff member we have has just all done it together with the community support and the love that we see every day.
okay. I'd like to issue a challenge to everybody at home. $3,000, that's it.
That's it.
Away from $1 million, and we've got about a week until we have that 2-year celebration.
Yeah.
So show up to Top
Yes,
Drawer Thrift
yes,
to take
yes.
home something new that's new to you, but maybe has lived a very lovely life somewhere
Yes,
else,
indeed.
and help decorate your own home. That is so cool, and I'm
Yes.
sorry to make you cry on camera. I think it's so sweet, though. All right, and then let's get into something that maybe isn't for shedding tears. It's the Too Hot for Top Drawer event that's going to be coming up.
Yes.
Because while you get lovely collections of things, sometimes you get things that are a little more risque.
Yes, indeed. A little too racy to hang on the walls of Top Drawer. So the painting here in front of me is a very subtle version of it. So we are doing our second annual. It is an art auction and a an erotic pop-up market.
Whoa.
So it will be really, really fun. Last year's was really successful. We have about 68 pieces of artwork already, and we're expecting to get another 20 to 30 more. So it will be a very impressive event. You can come in, it's silent auction bidding on all of the art. You can shop at Top Drawer's pop-up shop as well as others as well.
Okay, sounds good to me. And project transitions, you know, I'm always going to ask because
Yes.
that's where all of the money from Top Drawer is going.
Yes, indeed. Yes, we are doing so well. Our housing programs are just kind of flying through. People are moving in, getting better, and then getting permanent housing out. And it is extremely successful, and I am just proud to be just a part of that machine. It's
And
wonderful.
reminding people at home, specifically the population that you're serving.
We serve the HIV community right here in Austin. People are HIV positive and unhoused, and usually have illnesses that we can help them take care of, traumas that we can help them take care of, and help them get on their feet and get re-stabilized in the community and get their medications all kept up. And then they're ready for the outside world again.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
And you've done something so smart by putting the housing right on top of centers that can help with, you know, medical needs and
Absolutely.
help with jobs and things like that.
Therapies and everything right
Absolutely.
there at
Yeah.
arm's reach.
All right. And so does that mean new batches of people are going to be coming in soon?
Absolutely, yep. Our turnover, they have 2 years as their limit, but mostly nobody really needs that long.
That is incredible.
If you want to do it, you can do it, and we are there for you.
Yeah. It is an incredible service that you offer our community.
It really is wonderful. There is still more need, of course, but we are doing very, very well.
And $3,000 wouldn't hurt. Okay.
That's right.
I'm asking people for money today. That's what I'm doing.
There we go.
Ben,
I like
thank you
it.
as always. We
All right.
really appreciate
Of
your
course,
time.
thank you.
All right. For more information, visit topdrawerthrift.org and follow them on social media. You can see all their cool new stuff at Top Drawer Thrift Austin.
Just shy of the Traitors Season 4 finale, it was unfortunately Survivor winner and competition beast Natalie Anderson that was banished from the castle before revealing to her castmates that she was indeed a faithful all along. She joins me now to unpack her time in Scotland. Hi, Natalie, how are you?
Hi, how's it going?
I'm so excited to speak with you. I've been a longtime fan. And my first question that I'm kind of dying to know is that people know you from The Amazing Race, Survivor twice, and of course the challenge as well. So how did Traitors compare and what was the hardest show to do?
I think being on these shows, the more shows you go on, I think the losses have really affected the way I play. So I think Winners and War definitely changed me as a person, going through what I went through and then coming second place to a $2 million prize pot that I had control of at the end was a very hard thing for me to go through. And I'm still finding forgiveness for myself for that decision. But I think each game has become heavier in a way because of that. But then the gameplay part is so fun. And it's like, obviously, living in a castle in Scotland and getting to eat is like easy peasy compared to Extinction Island for 37 days of starving. So it's like both, but I think that they're all different. I think Traitors has this really crazy component of not being privy to all the information as a faithful. And I think a faithful game is very, very difficult because there's this, we're not on the same level as the Traitors and we're trying to work with people that we don't know. It was very, very difficult, more difficult than I anticipated.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up, maybe the difficulties of being a faithful, because I'm curious, what was your strategy heading into the castle? And once you knew that you were a faithful, was that strategy kind of altered at all?
My strategy was, if I was a faithful or traitor, is to just present as somebody that people wanted to keep around for challenges. I was really hoping for difficult challenges so that I could use that strength as an asset and just kind of be the muscle of the group. They did make the challenges a little bit harder, I feel like, from previous seasons, because I really did get to like showcase like, dudes, if you vote me off, you're screwed, right? And like I would always say things like, oh yeah, I'm such a good swimmer, like I'm a dolphin. So people in their subconscious are like, oh my God, if there's a swim challenge, we need Natalie, you know?
Yeah.
That was like my overall strategy. And then once I realized I was a faithful, I was just like, I need to make real connections, because in this game, it doesn't matter how far you go. If you don't have somebody that can blindly trust you, like, you're not going to make it to the end. You're not going to win any money. So I tried to invest in people, which I did make really good connections with: Monet, Colton, Jam Jam, like, but they were all taken away from me. So that kind of strategy went. That was difficult.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. It's interesting you said that, because I was thinking, we saw you build those really connections like you just said, but they all went early. So maybe as the game was moving on, who do you feel like you trusted the most, and who'd you trust the least? Because in the end, it kind of came back around to not really work out in your favor, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I trusted Rob the most. I think he was my constant number one. Like, you have these like systems, right? So I was like at the top. I had like Rob, Jam Jam, Monet, Colton, like those were my like people. Obviously, as they started going, I started investing more and more into Rob, because he was the only one there. And I later looking back, I'm like, Rob really knew that I trusted him and these other people. So it's I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, but getting rid of them made me lean more on him as my number one ally. So at the end, I had nobody, and it's not like I didn't trust the other people out there. They just never fully trusted me. So then there was very little I could do to sway them into thinking like, dude, you can trust me, I'm a faithful, Like, I just think there was so much suspicion on a gamer being a traitor that when I was the only one left, people could not shake this out of their brain, except for Tara, because Tara realized I was a faithful. She just didn't execute on on working with me. So that was really frustrating. So I think when I left, my closest ally, I mean, for a day, I would say Tara was my closest ally. For those like 5 hours we were strategizing, I was like, I have a new number one.
Yeah.
But that was not the case.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting you said that too, because, for the first time in U.S. traders history, there was no gamers in the turret this season. And so do you feel like that kind of created this added pressure, because you were the only gamer left kind of in like the back half of the game? They really went after the gamers early on this time around.
Yeah, I think obviously the traders murdered a bunch, and then we got rid of Tiffany, which was like a huge mistake on my part. And one of my big regrets in the game is not battling for Tiffany. And even if I had that suspicion of her being a traitor, which I really didn't have, it was Eric that and his magic ears that kind of convinced me that Tiffany was a traitor. Was losing her was like, it was hard for us, because the one thing we should have done was stick together. Like, we could have kept us together, and then we would have had better numbers in any other situation if we had called in other people into the group. I felt a lot of pressure, and I also felt like I wanted to do it for the gamers. I wanted to be like, you know what, you guys got rid of all the gamers. Like, I want to do it for them, and I want to go far for them, because I do have a bond with other Survivor players and Big Brother players, because we've all kind of gone through similar shows, and then we also come in with this huge target on our back, so we're all already like bonded in that way. But it was really difficult, but I am proud of being the last gamer standing. I guess I can take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything you would have changed about your game? Because you just touched on that a little bit, but there was also some kind of standout moments. Like the one that comes to me is obviously you really fighting for that the like whatever it was, the kind of like idol juice, if you will, at the dinner. And so, it was there moments where maybe you wish you would have changed some things that would have maybe created less suspicion on you per se?
So I think it's like super unfair to like how we were perceived, right? Me and Tara did the same thing, but I was perceived as being shady, selfish, and Tara was perceived as being just scared for her life. I think admitting that I'm looked at and viewed very differently from other people on the show, one, because of how I present, and like I'm coming in as this tough, and like that's going to come with this negative of being like, oh, but she's tough, so she's scary, we can't trust her. I don't think, the only thing honestly I wish I changed was just owning it and going up there and being like, you know what, I deserve this more than any of you guys. Gamers are getting killed. I want to drink this antidote. So if you want it, come and grab it from me and try and get it away from me. Like, I wish I owned the moment better, because instead I like asked for permission, which is like, why should I ask everybody else for permission? If I want to do this, I should have just done it. That's what I regret. And then I regret not just kind of playing a little bit more aggressively. I think I went in thinking that I had to be low key, and that did not end up working for me in the long run. Like, I knew I couldn't go guns blazing, But at the same time, I was so scared that they would target me because I was like the shield for all the gamers, basically.
Yeah.
I knew I had to play low key, but I don't think in the long run it ended up working because like I was always constantly being like, don't say this, don't say this. I want to do this, but don't do that. And it didn't allow me to play like my true self. And that's something I regret.
Yeah, no, I think that's really honest though, and it's human. I mean, this game really tested you, I think, in a much different way than a lot of your fans had maybe seen before, right?
Yeah.
Now, if the Traders decides to do maybe an all-star season or a returner season of sorts, would you be interested in returning again?
Oh yeah, like I don't think you have to even ask me that. Like I would go back on if I won Survivor and won $2 million, I would have retired. Like I mean, 2 for 2, like that would have been such an awesome. Like my rating would have been so high. So for me, like if I lose, like I want redemption. I feel like that's something like athletes get because they have a season every year. Like even if they lose the playoffs, they lose the championships. It's always unless you're an Olympian, you get to go back the next year and you're like, okay, I'm gonna train and I'm gonna win. So that's how I think. So
Yeah.
I'm down for it. I would love to see an all-star season. I think that they would obviously have to figure out a way to do it so it's interesting and that the traders are like not strategically picked. So I feel like a Russian roulette, like a roll of the dice to pick traders would be good. If it's an all-star cast, anybody should be able to step up and be a good trader. So there has to be like a cool twist in how they do it. But oh yeah, I'm waiting. I'm ready already.
Ooh, okay, well, I would love to see you back. And I'm excited to see how the Traders season 4 ends, which the finale airs Thursday on Peacock. Natalie, we hope to see you again on our screen soon. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you so much.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by A Good Morning Tree Service and the Austin Home and Garden Show.